Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I'm so glad that it's hump day and that you're now over the hump. You get to enjoy the rest of your week in peace. Hey, I'm just hanging out at my studio today, doing some really cool stuff. Got a lot of exciting things to announce coming up that I'm really excited about. But today we're going to talk about the second pillar. If you remember from last week, I wrote a story entitled "The 7 Pillars of Bliss." So today we're going to talk about the second pillar of bliss, which is reframing. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what that entails, because that may sound strange to some of you. But the reason that we have to learn to reframe is, if you remember from last week, we talked about limiting our own internal negative voice, lowering just being more gentle with what we say to ourselves inside our thought processes. We need to be more gentle with ourselves, right? We learned that we've identified that we do have self-limiting beliefs, and now we're going to learn how to reframe those so that next week it gets even more exciting. But reframing is simply changing your perspective, oftentimes changing just a single word in your perspective goes a long, long way. So things like you make a mistake and it's like, oh, I'm such a dumbass. Instead of saying that, you say, oh, I'm so busy that I forgot about something again. Something like that. It's super corny, I understand, but it's effective. And this is what all the Tony Robbins of the world, the Dean Graziosis of the world, the Stephen Coveys of the world, they all preach this same type of sort of curriculum for you. So it may sound lame, but I hope that you take it serious when you have a limiting belief that's become so ingrained in you over the years because you've said it so often. If we want to change results, we have to change our thinking, right? If we want to be bigger and we want to have more, we need to change more within us, right? We can't take old patterns of behavior into new projects and expect them to be any different. So we really have to get honest with ourselves. It takes a lot of humility, but I try to give you these lessons each Wednesday for free so that you've got somebody in your corner to help you learn this stuff, because it's not taught in schools and not really taught in our society really at all. So we have to learn to reframe. So I've got a really good example of this, which it's a very simple, subtle shift that you can make. But rather than saying, I have to, so rather than saying, I have to be at the studio by 7 o'clock for a meeting, I instead say, I get to go to my office by 7 o'clock for a meeting. By replacing the word have with get, shifts our perspective and puts us in a place of gratitude. Okay, love and gratitude are the two most powerful emotions that we emit from our bodies. We can now measure that electromagnetic energy and frequency, and we can measure how powerful our emotions are. So love and gratitude, that's the best you can get, and you can do that just really subtly and catch yourself. So tonight, before you go to bed, you're thinking, I have to do this tomorrow. I have to do this tomorrow. I've got that meeting Thursday. I have to do this. You say, I get to do that. So just by reframing that, replacing that word have with get, shifts your electromagnetic energy from behind, hurried, frustrated to gratitude of like, wow, like the The average salary in Nigeria is $400 the entire year. Like, we have running water, we have beds, we have heaters, most of us, we have cars to get us from point A to point B. Like, we don't need much more than we've already got. But I understand more than anybody why you want to improve yourself. I'm not saying settle for what you have. I'm saying reframe the words that you're using. And next week, I'm going to talk more about how to put this into action. So I hope that today was helpful. I hope that just try it just for a night and see how you feel. Rather than saying, I have to do X, Y, and Z tomorrow, you say, I get to do X, Y, and Z tomorrow. So try that out for a night. See how you feel physiologically. Does your center, do you feel good in your heart when you stop for a minute and say, I get to do that? You know, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to live in a free country. We see what's going on in Ukraine right now. We see how crazy Putin is, and I'm not here to be divisive, you guys. I'm here to be real. And the fact is that we have an amazing country that we live in. And if we really stop to think about it long enough, we don't need to be in a hurry or frustrated or we have to do such and such. You get to do such and such, right? We're in the middle of the great resignation, they're calling it. It's really just a shift in the global marketplace. But if you know what you're doing, right now is the perfect time to be capitalizing on the times that we find ourselves in. Yeah, it's chaotic. Yeah, it's crazy. But when you start shifting your energy, you stop watching the news as much. You limit that negative outside activity as much as you can, and then you reframe certain things in your life and watch the compounding effect. Watch the results just go through the roof because you're shifting your energy from chaos to gratitude. And if I hadn't been there myself, and if I hadn't been through these things myself, I certainly wouldn't talk about them in public and make it free to everybody. Look, you guys, I've been through this crap. I get it. Times are tough, but you are tougher. Yes, you're tougher. Okay, stay the course. You can do it. I believe in you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.